So let's begin with the bottom of the pyramid, which I will argue that is the most important part of the pyramid.
It's
right?
the
It's
base.
the base. It's the sturdy base, which is kind of like
You don't want to sink into the sand.
You don't want to do that,
Don't
right?
want
It's the
that,
most
right.
important part of the pyramid, and so we start there with the Caretakers tier. It is the base of your pyramid, and it is the quarterbacks. Well, I'll let you describe what this tier means.
It's
to you.
it's quarterbacks that are dependable, reliable, right? In a lot of ways, certainly have experience. You can trust them to be out there and play and lead your team. I just don't know if you want them to lead. You don't want them to maybe to lead your team for too long of a period of time, right? There might be some issues that get exposed within their game, or like certain skills that they just don't have to be. They don't have to be a mainstay starter to just do it week after week after week after week. Most of these guys are guys that, can hold down the fort for 4 or 5 weeks. But then after that, we start to see the flaws in their games. Defenses start to pick up the flaws in their games. They start to figure out how to game plan against them. They take away some of the things they don't do or that they do well. And all of a sudden, it's like, oh, man, they're making me do the things I don't do that well. And I'm just not that good at it. And that's why I'm a backup quarterback. And that's what we're kind of talking about here with this tier right here.
All right, so let's dissect it a little bit here, and we'll go through it superlative style, and so you can kind of wax poetic about some of these guys.
Yeah.
And so with those quarterbacks that we saw right there, which one is most likely, you think, to be able to break out of this tier that still has it within them to move up on the pyramid and has some upside potential still?
There's two that jump out to me. The first one is Mac Jones.
Okay.
Mac Jones, I'm still not giving up on Mac Jones and what he is. A lot of the things we said about Brock Purdy hold true to Mac Jones. If he was in a situation, I think with Shanahan, the 49ers, blah, 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 all of that, right, you'd go, damn, he looks pretty good. I think he is a guy that could see a resurrection to his career like a Sam Darnold did by going to San Francisco if the opportunity, arises to where he gets to play. Yep. Or nonetheless, he does awesome in the preseason. He gets to do some mop-up duty at the end of the games. But what happens with all these things? Just like you saw with like even Zach Wilson with Denver to Miami. People trust Sean Payton and McVay and Shanahan when they have a quarterback. So when they start to hear through the league before the game, the coaching staff goes, hey, yeah, man, Mac Jones has been killing for us. He's awesome. Like, we're so impressed with him. That starts to filter to the league. And you get rehabilitated even though you didn't play, right?
Or if you just have one game. Like,
or
that happens
one
sometimes,
game.
right? One game.
Exactly. And they go, damn, but preseason, I saw the one game. They liked him a lot. That guy's a quarterback genius. Why wouldn't I like him? Let me bring him here, right? So that's where I still look at Mac Jones. I don't think he's as physically talented as Sam Darnold. All right, Sam Darnold's a little better athlete, stronger arm for sure. Yeah. But Mac Jones's ability to read defenses, take on a lot of offense, a little bit like Brock Purdy, feel like being a step ahead of like, oh, damn, he saw that in a hurry. Whoa, I'm shocked he saw that coverage and dissected it that way and made a decision and got the ball out of his hand in such a way there where you go, that's like elite starter type of stuff. That's what Mac Jones can do. When I went back and watched last year of Jacksonville with him, it was better than I thought. Now, again, he's not the guy that's going to carry the back or make a throw where you go, oh, my gosh, nobody was open, but he threw a 40-yard sidearm laser down the middle and completed. No, that's not what he's going to do. Mm-hmm. And if some of those plays aren't, put on a platter for him, they're not going to be there. But if you got guys open, 5, 8, 10, 5, 8, 10, he will surgically destroy you. And he's smart. He knows protection. He knows how to locate the ball in the proper areas. And that's where then you would hope an offense could design some plays to throw the ball down the field because he's not just going to naturally make that happen all the time. But he would be the one right off the bat.
You said two, though.
I said two. There's another one.
Yeah.
Aidan O'Connell would be another one that I'm not giving up on there totally.
Raiders.
Right? Raiders, big guy, pretty damn good arm. We've seen him play with a little success. As far as not the greatest support around him with the Raiders. But he's a guy that I look at to go, I think there's still some untapped potential there with what he has and what he has to offer there. Now, I know he's not the starter, but he could be a guy that gets a chance again and Geno Smith gets hurt or whatever, and I would not be shocked like under Chip Kelly, okay, if he had a good year and started to show us maybe he's got a little more talent than we all realized the last few years with Las Vegas.
Great job by Kristen, Gabby, and Emily back there with all the graphics for these guys. I just realized that if you're listening to this podcast, you don't know who's in this Caretakers tier. So we've mentioned already with Mac Jones and Aidan O'Connell. You also have Gardner Minshew now with the Chiefs. You have Andy Dalton with Carolina. You have Kenny Pickett over with the Browns, Cooper Rush with Baltimore, Tyrod Taylor with the Jets, Mason Rudolph with the Steelers, Jimmy Garoppolo with the Rams, and Jarrett Stidham with the Denver Broncos. Let me ask you this one.
Yeah.
Another superlative here. Who is most likely to lead a game-winning drive? Who would you most like to pick if you had the game on the line, end of the game, starters out of the game?
Game on the line, starters out of the game, that group right there.
And remember, the whole point of this exercise, Mac Jones doesn't have Kyle Shanahan.
No,
right? It's
I
like
know.
all average coach.
Yeah. I do like Mac in that that area, okay? I do. I look at that. I feel like I look at just give you what's going through my head as I'm looking at this.
Yeah.
Tyrod, Mac, Andy Dalton, and Gardner Minshew, I feel like are the four I look at to go, I would trust them the most with the ball in their hand late in the game. Experience, accuracy. It's usually a part of the game where the defenses aren't crazy complicated, right? It's 2 minute. We can't call this crazy defense. We can't be checking at the line of scrimmage and somebody messes up and somebody's open, right? So you need somebody that you can just go, hey, he's going to drop back, he's going to see the field the right way, and he's going to make the appropriate throw. I think all of them can do that. Gardner, out of the ones I said, can maybe do the most backyard type of stuff in that situation, to where I feel like I might go Gardner Minshew there when you really pin me down with it.
I was going to do that. I was about to pin you down. I'm glad I didn't have to do that.
No,
You voluntarily
I didn't want that.
did it. All right, one more for you here. Which one of these quarterbacks,
Yeah.
if you had a young quarterback on your team, which one would you want as a mentor the most?
That's a good one, too.
The best quarterback to mentor a young quarterback out of this group.
Andy Dalton's, as we see, I think has got no ego and going to be willing to do that, and we're seeing him do that with Bryce Young, right? So that would be one.
At times in his career, hasn't he said he didn't want to be a mentor?
I think he might have said it at one point, or just that it's not job to be a mentor or whatever else. But again, it's not his job. It's not your job. It's hopefully you just do your job, and with the way you're doing it, you're mentoring the guy. And when he asks a question, you answer that, and you're not a jerk. That's all you got to do, right? So, yeah, he'd be one for sure. Him, Tyrod Taylor. I think those are two that I look at because Tyrod's been around a lot. He's been around a lot of great quarterbacks, different systems, total pro. There's a reason teams sign him year after year after year to be the backup. And there's more physical ability there than people realize, too. He's probably another guy, 2-minute drill, I probably should have thrown in that conversation, too.
Yeah, for sure. We've seen him do it in the past as well. All right, so those are your caretakers. They will take care of your team if you need them, right? You don't have to panic. Not the whole year. That's a different issue.
Definitely not. There's only one there that I look at sometimes to go,
he might not take care of my team.
Well, he could be maybe something more if he ever got an extended period of time. Like Jarrett Stidham, to me, is still a guy that I look at times where I go, man, the way he throws the ball and all that is a tick better than the rest of this group. But it's, again, experience, and will he get that chance to play? I don't know. I doubt it sitting behind Bo Nix.
I know, that's the thing, too, but it's like Sean Payton. I mean, there's clearly things the coaches like in him.
Well, there you go. I mean, he's been with Josh McDaniels and Sean Payton. That's really all you should say and go, wait, there's a reason that two of the most brilliant offensive minds in football continue to like this guy and want him there as the backup, fringe starter, whatever, right? And that's where Stidham, we just don't know because he hasn't got an extended period of time yet.
So we lay that part of the foundation of the pyramid. We should have a sound. Something like that.
It's dropping from the sky.
We did it, or however they did it, whether it was aliens or whatever. We got to get into that at some point, too. You've got your JFK theories and all that. Yeah, there are a lot of crazy theories about how the pyramids were built,
I know there is. I've seen a few of them, and we can go down that road one day in a later podcast.
Yeah, and that day is Wednesday, guaranteed at the top of the podcast.
Yo, homies, what's up? Thanks for watching Chris Simms Unbuttoned. And just because the weather's warm doesn't mean football ain't still on our brains right here.
We are still working, so smash that subscribe button. We got all the training camp news, preseason news, everything up until kickoff night.
Thanks for watching. And again, remember to hit that subscribe button. Peace out, homies.